The headlines. No impressive achievement, only attempts to break Manipur or Joy slams previous government. Good afternoon. Welcome to Pm-Istv English News. I'm Survila Kangabam. Let's see the news in detail. Congress leader and senior politician Okram Joy criticized the previous BJP government, stating it had failed to accomplish anything noteworthy and had instead endeavored to fragment Manipur. The senior politician was attending a signature campaign held at Awangjiri in Konthodam Assembly constituency in connection with Congress' nationwide signature campaign, Vote Chor Gadi Chor. President of MPCC K. Megachandra, General Secretary of AICC Manipur in charge Christopher Trilok, and many eminent leaders of Congress also took part in the campaign. Ojoy further alleged that the BJP had been preoccupying itself with swindling the public, citing the purported misappropriation of funds meant for Manipur Assembly and internally displaced persons. He stated that the BJP MLAs who had pledged to protect Manipur's integrity were now attempting to fragment the state, with both central and state leaders remaining silent spectators.
Manipur Kanadori, Manipur Kamanda Kadori, Mayam Kanbio, State of Moyaki Mazi, Manipur Kandam Yuade, Assembly the Amoko Kanadria, Nasi Manipur Tugai, Congress Natia, Communist Natia, Manipur MLA, Manipur Mantri, Waiba, Manipur Tugai Hajimoy, Masina Highway. They got see Manipur Nakani, Manipur Yaifado Kangani Haigana, Manipur Pradana Takiva, MLA Hukugiman, the MLA Tara, BJP the Lake Kamuda Manipur Tugai High. BJP in the Huran, there was civil labor, Ganga in the board there. Board to the BJP in the Huran, there was civil labor. Equate Moiran, the Tumla, the Pungai, Manipur Assembly, the Mo, Messenger League, the Lubakaru Kumapan Kaiten and Aina Mayam come to the Quran Rusina, Ate, Yanaka, Mayam, the process of the Quran, they had a assembly of Pagana. Busy the poor people I agree. It's all Toria, nothing last, you know. It's all who's asking you. I received that here, I Miro, Isha is to me, Alan.
Chairman of MPCC Manipur Pradesh, Kishan Laishram Nando said it is high time people protect their rights as a citizen of a democratic country by staying away from BJP. He reaffirmed Congress' commitment for the people of Manipur and India.
BJP asol maya asida ngasi Manipur India election maya amatau adu Huralaga, Pichinda, Sandraka Bodkar, Lebak Sasol Payeba, Gomeni, Nasi, Indiana Leba, Ata is the television. Aduna, Asibu Mayamsi, Siri Rahul Gadizina, Unamoxi Parapatagi, Nasi, Asukimati, Nasi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Ase, Maxi and the Lotna Kandana, Lairabani, Botzor, Gadizor, Haiba, Program Ase, Miam, Punamana, Sokamina. Nasi Haiba Isha Kana Soitroga, Sri Honjina, Supreme Court, Haiba Tosi Yadi, Haiba Haragada, Haiba Robinutani, Nasi Punamana, Miana Utam, Hamoy Chena, Rohonga Dizna to was in my pop, Resolu, Haina, Autumn Kolosila Minasi.
In connection with Wildlife Week 2025, the Central Forest Division, Forest Department, Manipur, held a cyclothon under the theme Pedal for the Planet, Protect the Wildlife. The cyclothon commenced from Forest Office Complex Mantripukri after passing through Awang AOC Hatta Purairomba Kongnang Makong Uripok Flyover Road. It concluded at Zoological Garden, Iroshimba. Cyclists of Manipur Adventure and Mountain Biking Association, Cycling Squad and Manipur Royal Humber Cycling Club Tera, who took part in the cyclothon, were also honored. PCCF and HOFF Anurag Bajpai told media persons that cycling is an eco-friendly mode of transport, a healthy form of exercise, additionally contributing to reduced carbon emissions. He further stated that the state has been observing the Wildlife Week from October 2, and the cyclothon was part of the observance where it spread a message about conservation of wildlife and maintaining the close relation between humans and other living beings. He added that the closing ceremony of the Wildlife Week will be held at City Convention Center on October 9.
The purpose of the cyclothon, if we see cycle being an eco-friendly product, so we prefer bicycles because it reduces the carbon emissions. Moreover, it is good for health, and it also shows the harmony, the commitment of the people for maintaining the habitat and maintaining the harmony between the human beings and the animals. And there are many cycle rally are being organized in all the districts in Manipur by all the forest divisions. So various programs we are organizing, and on the final day, that is on 9th of October, we will be having various good programs which will certainly good for the protection of wildlife and their conservation in the state.
President of Federation of Haumi, Sapom Chajadumani, maintained that all the citizens of India can come and reside in Manipur. However, no external forces can break the integrity of Manipur. Well, he made a statement during the unveiling of the indigenous pillar at Sawombung, Kabui Kunjal. Representatives of 25 indigenous communities of Manipur attended the unveiling ceremony. Convener of Core Committee of Federation of Haumi, Samuel Rizom, its Vice President Dr. K. Hira Kabui, and Chief of Sawombung Kabui Kunjal, Gangmumai Kamsong too graced the occasion as the main guest. Sapom Chajadumani emphasized that preserving Manipur's integrity isn't the responsibility of a single indigenous community. Instead, unity among the state's indigenous groups having Yeksalai is crucial. He added that unity among indigenous communities is vital to overcome the attempts made by outsiders to take over Manipur. Sapom Chajadumani hoped that the unveiling of the indigenous pillar will give more courage to the people of indigenous communities.
Maruina Irepa Iramdam Sida Ladiba, Yek Sarai Labor Proof Kunma Sigi, Apunba Sakta Mama, Malem the Utnanavidamta, Nasigi, Yumbi Jabani, Mapandi, Hajaliba Mitok Miancha Singna, Tongan Ba, Miram Dagi Lakpa, foreigner Singna, Irepa Iramdam Si Yosanabitanja, Malapumatamda, Iramdam Sigi, Yelomi Proof Mayam Singna, Irepa Iramdam Singa, Nanavidamukta, Chap Saba Pire Amalojabani, Iramdam Singa, Navidamukta, Mitay Hyper Proof Katanangakwiaroi, Tankul Katanangakwiaroi, Maram Katanangakwiaroi, Kabui Katanangakwiaroi, Tangal Katanangakwiaroi. Lamdam Sita Ladiba, Yek Sarai Sa, Lamdam Siki, Iramdam Siki Mapu Riba, Lam Siki Mapu Riba, Lam Siki Horomi Riba, Ipak Iramdam Siki, Yelomi Sing Iramdam Singakatamani, Akwigi Ipa, Pushing Iramdam Sida, Akwigi, Laiba Hoi Kudimakta, Yelomi Kudimakta, by pushing the Nebiramba, Iramdam Se, Makwigi Masamasu Riba, Iramdam Siki, Yelomi Kudimanga, Nangmin of Sangi.
The Mayailambi, located along National Highway 137A, has remained in pathetic state for a long period due to inaction of the authority concerned. With the road already remaining in bad state, digging it up repeatedly for the Phase 2 sewerage project from Pishumthong to Khagempally has made things worse, turning the area into a hotspot for accidents. Dust particle from the road has been a nuisance to the commuters, and whenever it rains, the road becomes slippery and the potholes are filled with rainwater. Demanding immediate repair of the road, local clubs, Mairapaibis and women vendors from areas of Pishumthong to Khagempally have launched protest by blocking vehicular movement along route Following the launch of the protest, commuters have been facing immense inconvenience. A woman vendor of Pishu Market told ISTB News that with no decent drainage system bordering it, the road turns into a waterlogged stretch when it pours. Repeated flooding took a toll on the road's condition, and now the road has become prone to road accidents. This has compelled the local clubs and the Mairapais to launch the agitation of blocking vehicular movement. She cautioned that the protest would persist until the concerned authorities fix the road using a durable approach.
Ahoba adagi sigi kuthabagi drain leitabagi ising thumbaga adagi port hole mayam sida accident thokpa akoi gi imang sida aso apan je asoki matik thoe mayai lambi sida lambian se afaba lambian karai da yauri ge haba port pora aga thaba haudragadi police na akoi pharaga jail da namjala su akoi di khongban je chol haloi aduga khachidang melamba su yaroi masi thana manana adagi leben tawraga semak taragadi akoi chungya yaroi si matek sidang police olamaga yaroi huidom laikai gi khangem pali gi sida choiba akoi ningom lerang pa choiba asigi oinam laikai gi nongdom laikai mapa sida accident hoiba laisabi maya tiba makhong choiba sipuna makse akoi di mitta urabani na ne akoi chongya ya janingdre.
Ahalon Angalon United Haureibi Makhalekai has extended gratefulness towards the Director of Education S for addressing the shortages of Haureibi Makhalekai High Madrasa. The school had received benches, desks and whiteboards from Education S. The advisor of Haureibi Makhalekai High Madrasa informed that for many years the school has been reeling without proper infrastructure. The roofs of the classrooms used to leak whenever it rains and students had no proper desks and benches, he said. After the headmaster and the advisor of the school approached the Director of Education S to address the shortages, the materials were sent to the school, he said.
Haureibi Makhalekai High Madrasa gi hauji lairiba classroom masing sudabana awaba kharadi adum mayoknari mamanga class 3 to 10 leramani aduba 2019 da government gi thokhiba order amagi matungina class 1 to 10 punshin mana maram oiraga school sigi oja sing amadi Satra Singda Awaba Mayuknari. Awaba Mayamasi, Director na Kokan Bibai the Mankai Laitana Tagatari, School Sigi Award Passing, Makha Tarakpada, Amuk Demand Tarapada Director, Maikagi, Award Passing, a Siemens in Birakani Habagi, Chit Natazaduso, Tamzari.
President Draupadi Murmu today presented the MY Bharat National Service Scheme Awards for the year 2022-23 at Rashtrapati Bhavan. She presented 40 awards to NSS units and their program officers and the NSS volunteers. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports confers the National Service Scheme Award every year to recognize the exceptional contributions of NSS volunteers, unit and program officers in community service and nation building. Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Dr. Manshukh Mandavia was also present on the occasion. NSS is a centrally sector scheme which was launched in 1969 with the primary objective of developing the personality and character of the student youth through voluntary community service. In Jaipur, a massive fire at the intensive care unit of the trauma center in Sawai Man Singh Hospital has claimed 6 lives. The blaze broke out in the trauma ICU on the 2nd floor last night, where 11 patients were admitted. A nearby semi-ICU had 13 more patients. Trauma center in charge Dr. Anurag Dakat said the fire was caused by a short circuit and spread rapidly, releasing toxic gases. Hospital staffs, including nurses, officers and ward boys, quickly evacuated 24 patients on trolleys. However, 6 critically ill patients, 2 women and 4 men, could not be saved despite prompt rescue and CPR efforts. Dr. Dhankat said most of them were already in a comatose state, and exposure to the toxic fumes made survival nearly impossible. Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma visited the SMS hospital and took stock of the situation. Israel and Hamas will hold indirect talks in Egypt today, raising hopes for a ceasefire as Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu signaled a hostage deal could be near. The negotiations, based on U.S. President Donald Trump's 20-point Gaza peace plan, aim to secure a ceasefire, Israeli troop withdrawal, and hostages for prisoners exchange. Hamas has agreed in principle to release 48 hostages and disarm in exchange of an end to Israeli military operations. Israel's delegation, led by Ron Dermer, joined the talks alongside a Hamas team and U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said this is the closest they have come to a full hostage release and urged a halt to airstrikes to help the process move forward. U.S. President Trump wrote on his social media platform that Israel has agreed to the initial withdrawal line, which has been shared with Hamas. He added that once Hamas confirmed, the ceasefire will begin immediately, the hostages and prisoners exchange will start, and the next phase of withdrawal will begin, bringing the region closer to ending the war. Support of a ceasefire grew, with 8 Muslims majority countries backing the plan and a return of the Palestinian Authority to govern Gaza. And before we wind up the top stories once again, no impressive achievement, only attempts to break Manipur, Ojoy slams previous BJP government. Well, thank you so much for joining with us.